Hello YouTube, welcome to part 2 of our Ikoria Lair of Behemoths limited testing meeting. I'm Lord Tupperware, joined by MisterMetronome and Corticals. We are going to be ranking all the commons, then we'll look at the uncommons and the rares. So starting off, I think no question about it, no bones about it. Essence Scatter number 1, gentlemen.
That's where it's at for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's there. It's just so cheap and so good against every deck. Like one of the problems with like when we were talking about the white commons is like pacifism, which might be a top common, isn't good against a lot of the decks. But Essence Scatter is just so good against what most of the decks are trying to do.
Mm-hmm. And then I have this as 1, 2, 3. I know people are all hot for Of One Mind. I am not about this card yet.
Yeah, Ben, can you sell us on One Mind? Because Of One Mind, I'm also not like super hot on the card.
I like it quite a bit if you're casting it for 1 mana frequently. I'm not about it as a divination, but if you're heading towards a deck like in blue-white or blue-red with Forbidden Friendships, or if you think you're going to reliably be casting it for 1 mana, I do think it's a very, very, very strong card. How often have either of the two of you cast it for 1 mana?
I don't think I've cast it.
Yeah, I feel like not that. It's not like I've like cast it for 3 and been like, oh, I don't get what the hype is. It's more like I don't often end up in a deck where I want the card, or like I can play the card without it just being divination.
My experience with blue is that most of the time I'm drafting a mutate deck, and so I don't want that spell in my deck. And then if I am drafting like an Ominous Seas deck or some deck that wants to draw cards, that like cyclers just get me there more often. And like I don't, if I'm blue-red, is this that much better than a Cathartic Reunion if I care about churning through my deck? I'm not sure.
It is to me, yeah. But I just think you guys haven't cast it for blue enough. It feels like cheating when you're casting it for single blue.
I think that might be a problem.
But you're playing cards like Forbidden Friendship, which I don't find very impactful.
But that's what you want in blue-red spells, or in blue-white. Like you want a hybrid deck, I think, a lot of the time. There are homes for it. I don't think you're supposed to take it highly and try to build around it, but I think if you think I might be heading towards a deck like this, you should pick it highly, and I think it does do work in my experience.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Like, Of One Mind and Forbidden Friendship, like the red mana token maker, I think both those cards they have a very, very high ceiling. I just don't think they belong in a lot of decks, right? Like when they get there, when you're like, oh, I am the Forbidden Friendship Of One Mind, weaponize the monsters deck, like that's very good. Mm-hmm. I just don't think like I'm not picking them highly because I don't think you end up in those decks all that often.
Yeah. All right. So as I said, this is my 1, 2, 3 right now, and then, I think then as a lot of the stuff happens, it's like very contextual. I think I would still probably have Otter here, and then I'm fine to have Ben, I know you think you're on Of One Mind, like tied with Glimmerbell.
In my mind, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking both the 1 mana CMC cyclers over that third pile there. Like I'm taking both Frostveil Ambush and Starling Development just below Heron.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I am not doing that, but I'm fine to put them in the same pile.
I can see it in the Glimmerbell pile. I would put Otter below. I don't like that card.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can put Otter up top with Of One Mind.
There have been many games where my opponent just is attacking me with Otter every turn, and I don't care. Because there are just bigger things to do in the format.
I was just going to say that you're just going over the top of them drawing an extra card. It's like, yeah, cool. You hit me. You have a 2/2 and play that you've invested 3 mana into. Like it's just like if they do the thing and they go Heron onto Lynx, I'm like, cool. Here's I'm making a bunch of tokens, or I'm attacking you with an 8-power Marmoset. Like I don't really care that much, right? I mean, it's good, but it's not like
it's not busted. And I do think there's a problem with Thieving Otter in that it forces you to be the beatdown.
Yeah.
When that's not always correct, dictated by the game. Like I've seen people just be like, well, I have to attack with the Otter, and I'm like, you shouldn't be. You should be blocking with this because that's not how the game is going. So I agree with that. I mean, I'm not I'm not in love with this card. I mean, maybe obviously like my perception of mutate is skewed right now. But I'm still taking Glimmerbell over the 1-mana cyclers.
Yeah, I like Glimmerbell in that pile for sure because it is like a premier target for your mutate creatures. And it is like you mentioned this a little bit earlier today, Ethan, but like in your mutate decks, like, you know, one of the reasons to take the 1 CMC cyclers early is because you'll end up with random payoffs, and then like, you know, you can still play those cyclers in your deck if you end up with the payoffs, but like you don't really have payoffs in your mutate deck for cycling.
No, you don't. And I really just don't. I'm not even interested in like, well, there's like it could come up where I would want to cast this like double crippling chill. It's just like, yeah, but if I put this into my deck, then that means that's a slot I'm giving up for a mutate creature or a mutate target. And I think that's just what those decks want to be.
So I guess like just to make it clear for everybody out there, I think, you know, on the 1 CMC cyclers, like we were saying in a previous video, if you end up in the cycling deck, you want as many of these as you can. And then like the reason you do take them is you can have these like small pockets of like, I have a Snare Tactician or I have a Fox, and then like in blue-white, for example. And that like, it's still very good there. That's like why I would take Starling Development over Glimmerbell, for example. Glimmerbell is great in Mutate, but it's like not good anywhere else really.
In the non-Mutate decks, you're doing this. Like, you don't care about Dreamtail Heron. You're taking both of these over it, aren't you?
I care about Heron more than Glimmerbell for sure, and the non-mutate. Like sometimes you just like you have random non-creatures and you'll play a Glimmerbell, or sorry, you'll play a Heron. Like in blue-white, I want Heron still. In blue-black, I want Heron still.
But in theory, well, I would assume that like if you're in blue-white, where if these cards are such high picks and you're in blue-white, like as soon as you have an Ominous Seas or a Valiant Rescuer, you're taking these over Dreamtail Heron, right?
Agree, yeah, for sure.
So I feel like this feels like I mean, maybe it's just a preference thing, but in my mind, this feels a little more open, or this feels like, honestly, this feels like a payoff to me. Like I'm taking this as, you know, it's not obviously not as powerful as Valiant Rescuer or Ominous Seas, but this is like, I'm like, okay, well, the mutate creatures are payoffs, and then I take the enablers. But like, if I'm not doing that, then you're just taking these great enablers.
I would just like to say too, like about the cycling deck. We keep talking about the cycling deck, and so on limited level ups, I think is a great way to frame it. You were talking about macro archetypes and micro archetypes. Like we're talking about like when you end up in the cycling deck. When we say that, like the default is to think red-white cycling, which is like the busted version of it. But I think it's more important to think about it as the cycling deck as cycling as a macro archetype, where cycling is a large portion of what your deck is trying to do, but not necessarily red-white hyper cycling, like a flavor of cycling where you've got some payoffs and you care about cycling. But there's a lot of versions of that deck, right? There's red-white, there's white-black, there's white-blue, there's red-blue. There's a lot of different flavors of cycling decks out there.
Yes. I mean, I think like for blue, I think it could be any non-green deck. I think blue-white, blue-black, and blue-red could all be in that category.
Agree. So how about this? Like, I think if we're framing it in that way, like Heron and Ambush and Starling Development, like they both say they're very, very good in the decks that they're great in. Like Heron is great in the mutate decks, and the 1 CMC cyclers are great in any version of the cycling decks. And then both of them also say, but you can play them in other decks. Like I think they just belong in the same tier.
So you just want these here?
I think so, yeah.
All right, I'll put them there, but I am not like
the other thing is like I actually do like. I mean, this is like a very small thing, but I like Starling Development in blue-green as well. Like it's good with your Brushwags, good like random creatures sometimes, like your Glimmerbells. Like it's just a combat trick.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I'm into that. I do think Glimmerbell is then on its own here.
Yeah, I agree with that because it is very like it's one of the better things you can mutate onto early. Like that's it's premium in the mutate decks.
And then of one mind, like that we okay with this pile?
I'm good with that. Yep,
that's good.
Then blue drops off pretty hard.
We can get Capture Sphere in that Frostlinks pile. I think. I think that's like
there.
Fine. It's better than Gust. I don't like Gust very much.
think Gust is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know, it draws a card, which some blue decks care about doing. It's a spell, which blue decks care about. Like, I think it's fine. I'd like C minus.
Yeah, I agree.
You want it if you have flyers. You don't. I'm looking for not putting in my deck if I don't have flyers.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'm basically going like, is this a Gust of Wind deck? I'm not saying like, oh, my Gust of Wind is actually kind of good in this deck. It's like, no, you need to have a deck for it.
And then, like, I mean, something like Hampering Snare has cycling 2, so it can go here.
Yep, I like that.
And then I really just, like, hate everything else. I mean, like, you know, Aegis Turtle, if I've got, you know, a Parcel Beast and I don't find any other 1-drops, I'm going to play it. But, like, I don't. This card is very bad.
Yeah, it's like...
I guess Terran can go, like, here? Terran's like a D+.
I feel like I'm putting Turtle in my deck more than putting Terran in my deck, though. Like, what deck ever wants Terran, you know? Like, yeah, I agree, though. Like, Turtle is like a 4th-rate enabler for your mutate deck, right? Yeah.
I just, like, I have never cast it. I've never cast Crustacean, Convolute.
Yeah.
I don't think I've cast Keep Safe. I haven't cast Phase Dolphin. I think I have cast a Turtle. But, like...
I think Keep Safe and Convolute are both, like, a tier above the trash tier.
Okay.
You know, like, I think, and Anticipate's also, I actually like Anticipate in red-blue cycling because you want to find your payoffs early.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you want to actually dig instead of just cycle away. So I think Anticipate can go in that, like, Hampering Snare, Gust of Wind deck. It's also just good in, like, your Sprite Dragon decks, too.
Yeah. So you have it at C- then? Or
yeah,
like
C-
Synergious C-. Yeah, I kind of want to still put...
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'll put Anticipate at the top of the heap here. And then...
yeah, that's fair.
And then, like, whatever. It does not matter. This order does not matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And Phase Dolphin and Crustacean are just horrific.
Yeah, you basically never want to play these cards.
Ben, any thoughts here?
I'm good with that.
All right. Okay, so starting out with the blue uncommons, I think this conversation is interesting. Also, this conversation and this. Like, blue has some really powerful uncommons. And Boon.
I'm on Ominous Seas #1.
Whoa. That's...
No?
There we go. The hottest coming out.
Wow. No, you know what?
That whoa from Alex was like the equivalent of him cursing me out.
That's the equivalent. That's the Ethan interesting right there.
Interesting.
I
would, you know what? I would just put, I said whoa because I had Archipelago so high, but I can see them just being like the same tier, different archetypes.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
So here's my feeling, and I'm like basically always taking mutate creatures over mutate enablers. I think with the exception
of Polywog
Symbiote. This card is busted on turn 2.
Card is so good. Yeah.
Like, it enables the most insane mutate curves, and the problem that mutate often has is flooding, and the fact that this is just also your looter is wild. So I do have this ahead of these two.
I have it ahead of the Shore Shark. I don't know if I have it ahead of Archipelago because I think Archipelago is just a good card. It doesn't have to be like a mutate card. I mean, so is Shore Shark, but I think you want to be mutating more often than not with that one. I think like I am fine putting Archipelago in like a blue-black deck, and it's just a good card there.
Yeah.
It's like 6 mana hasty 7/7 lock down your thing, right? I think, but then it's so close. Yeah, like I don't have a problem with putting Symbiote right there.
Like I kind of want to like put those like these two in a pile and these two in a pile.
Yeah, it's really, really close. I can get behind that. I almost feel like I want to put just Archipelago in that top tier 2, though. Like I think that card is very, very good.
I agree.
You guys don't. You're just on Archipelago over Shore Shark. Period.
I think so. I don't love Shore Shark. It's good. It's very good, but it's not. It doesn't reach that same tier as Archipelago for me.
The Shore Shark, like the body it leaves around isn't a good enough.
That's the problem.
And it also incentivizes you to go on a mutate stack with not necessarily a good body, which is
that's
awkward.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, because you want to keep mutating onto it even if you don't have like a Sterix or a Chittering Harvester or something.
Now, are you guys taking Shore Shark over Boon?
Yes.
Oh, I am, but I'm surprised to hear you guys say that. This has cycling 1, right?
I don't think Boon's that good. Like, I think yes, it cycles, and that's we've been talking about the one CMC cyclers, but like I also think that like you should just be taking the key cards to your archetypes and like the good payoffs over the cyclers, and like I don't think Boone is a cycler, but I don't think it's like a key card to the cycling deck.
Agreed.
Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna go like I'm probably at the moment. Actually, I don't know. These three cards are all really powerful. I'm taking Seas and Symbiote over Archipelagore. I don't know if I was faced with Seas and Symbiote, which I would take.
I think
Seas is so much more fun.
Yeah, I think I'm with Ben. I would take Seas, but
I don't find that to be true. I just want to.
Wow.
I just want to. Yeah, just get my like 4 CMC mutates on turn 3. Just love it. But yeah, these 3 cards are really powerful. Shore Shark's great. Boone's great. Mystics.
There's a significant drop off.
Well, so
actually, there's a significant drop off after Shore Shark.
Can we just quickly? I think this is good to talk about, just like for everybody out there, like why Boone isn't like. I think when we went into the set, we were like, "Holy crap!" Like draw 6-mana, draw 4 recycling. Like why this card isn't so good.
I wasn't.
No, like I mean, I wasn't either, but I think most of the people were.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I was drooling over that card.
Yeah. So it's kind of like we've said this before, but there's just bigger things happening, right? Like when you're at parity and your opponent, like you're top decking, your opponent draws Boone and casts it. Yeah, it looks really, really good there. But a lot of times it's just like the games don't come down to that. They come down to like a big mutate stack or your opponent's going off with cycling, right? This isn't like the thing that goes over the top of everybody else. It's just like a reasonable card to have.
I will say, I do think Boone gets a lot better in red-blue if you've got Rooting Molochs.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah.
Boone is very good with Shark Typhoon as well. I experienced that yesterday. But so here's the thing. I think to piggyback off what Alex is saying is that the format, board stalls don't happen that much in this format. So taking turn 6 off to draw 4 cards often feels too non-impactful or too tempo negative to do. Like it just feels like I don't know if I have the opportunity to do this because this may give my opponent the chance to close the door on me.
There's been too many times when my opponent has cast Boone and I've gone, wow, that's great for me. Right? Like,
wow, that's savage.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, I think it's reasonable, but not great.
So these are B pluses up here.
Yes.
And this is a B.
Yes.
I still think Boone is a B minus. Is it not?
Yeah. No, I can get behind that. I like B minus for Boone.
And then I have these as C pluses.
Yeah, I
have Subdual over Neutralize.
I like Reconnaissance Mission more than I like Neutralize.
I think this card is 2 mana cycling. I think this card is win more.
I don't know if you can call anything with cycling win more though, right? Like I guess you can.
Well, I can't. Well, I mean, if what you're doing 95% of the time or more with this card is cycling 2, then I think it's bad.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Like if you're picking Glimmerbells as highly as you are, and in blue red there's Sprite Dragon, like that card, the ceiling is very high on that card.
I have liked it, and I think like I don't know I don't have a feel for the exact like how often you're casting, how often you're cycling it, but like my argument for it is that like when you cast it and it's good, it's very, very good. And I think that percent, like I think that game state comes up like in a like a decent amount of the time, right?
I guess I don't have room. I don't feel like I have room for a card like this in my Glimmerbell decks.
It's not good in I don't think it's like a mutate card is the thing. And I think like you've mostly been playing the mutate decks, which I agree. I don't like this card in the mutate decks all that much. But like in the
blue-white
like in blue red and blue white, yeah, I think it's good there. And blue black too, actually. Blue black I've had it be really good because you have a few of the menace creatures. You have just like some tokens sometimes.
All right. I mean, I'm happy to put this wherever you guys think it should go.
I would just put it in like the neutralized Mystics Duel tier, I think.
Yep, okay, I agree.
And then I probably have. I think this is the best of the mentors.
I was just gonna say I think that card's so bad.
You think it's bad? I mean, I don't think the mentors are good.
Talk me up on it then, because I'm willing to be wrong.
Glimmerbell.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, obviously, it's like I just feel like that. I feel like +1/+1 on evasive threats is the most impactful. Like, I haven't played the red one yet. The green one doesn't seem that great, even though it's a 3-mana 3/3. I don't know. I've just found the granting evasion to something and then also pumping up evasion has been the most impactful. But like,
So
yeah, go ahead.
I think that this is gonna be like such a controversial hot take statement, but I don't think flying is that good in this format. Because mutate deck, like they just don't care. Like they're just gonna be bigger than you. Like you said, the boards don't stall out that much, right? So like you just have big things, or the cycling decks are just going over the top, or the human decks are just antheming and attacking you, right? So like I don't think it's like
you don't often have time. You don't just often have time to do anything with these mentors.
Yeah.
All right.
That's another reason why like Aven Oddity isn't that good, right?
Oh, yeah, Aven Oddity. It's so
clunky.
bad. So I get like C pluses, nothing at C, C minuses, and then.
The fun tier.
Trash.
Yeah, the FNM fun night tier. Yeah.
All right. And then I guess for reference, where does Essence Scatter go? Essence Scatter is like a
better than Boon.
Better than Boon, yeah.
Better than Boon, worse than Shark.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay. And then maybe we'll pop the rares in. So Shark Typhoon is Nutter Butters.
Oh my god, that card.
Card is so brutal. It's so good.
Voracious Great Shark, also great. Taking it ahead of the uncommons.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not actually that high on Mythos of Aluna.
I've been pretty impressed. I don't think it's like in the same tier, but I
think it's Shore Shark tier.
I would put it in the tier above, like in the sense that like when you I think you should be trying to cast it for Teamer, and it's very good when you can do that.
Yeah, maybe I just had a small sample size. I'm fine putting it there. I think I'm taking Shore Shark over it right now, and then Sea Dash or Octopus probably same, like ahead of Boon, below these.
Yeah, I thought this card would be better than it is. It's okay. I've never felt like the front end sucks, and like when you mutate it, it's like, all right, cool. It's like it might be worse. Do you think it's worse or better than Heron?
I think it's better.
It's better, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not by that much, right?
I'm taking it over all the commons.
Over Blood Curdle?
Oh no, I'm in blue.
Oh, sorry,
I'm taking it over Essence Scatter.
Yeah. I think I'm taking over Scatter. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I can.
So like Scatter is like here. You want to take Mythos over it?
Yeah, I'm taking Mythos over Scatter.
I feel strongly about Mythos in the next tier because I think Mythos is a lot better than these cards. Do you guys have any feelings towards that?
I don't have experience to refute it.
I feel I want to take Shore Shark over Mythos personally, but I will put it here to you've used your one-time dealer.
My my veto, my one-time veto.
I'm fine with putting it there. But so are you? But where are you taking it above all these?
I'm taking it above probably everything but Ominous Seas. Now I'm now on the Ben train, but I think Ominous Seas is probably better than Archipelago.
Yeah, it's
2 mana versus 7.
It's just hard. It's hard to argue 2 versus 7. All right,
you're wrong, Alex, and this is why.
Sweet, that's blue.